no, I never forget. So now you have a few debts, that shit it needs to be paid.
Hey fighters, Garvit here. Have you ever been in a situation where your opponent is trying to take control of the ring? Well, today I'll teach you how to stop your opponent taking control of the ring and how to take over the ring yourself. So let's get started. So now the first tip is, if your opponent's ever tired and they're trying to run away from you, never follow them in a straight line. Instead, you should use slips and step outside your opponent's stance to close the distance. This will help you confuse your opponent and dodge whatever they throw at you and land punches of your own at them. But if you just follow them in a straight line, your opponent will easily push you away and he will quickly catch his breath and then start attacking you again, which you don't want. So make sure you're moving your head a lot while you're moving forward. And what I mean by stepping outside your opponent's stance is, if your opponent's orthodox and you're in front of him, you want to step forward and you want to step outside his stance. From here, it is easy for you to land powerful punches, but it's harder for your opponent to throw powerful punches at you. You want to try and manipulate your opponent to do things for you. What I mean by that is, you can force your opponent to do something which will benefit you. You can use feints to make your opponent bring his hand out so you can throw a hook at him. Or you can use feints to make him be open so you can land punches at him. You can force him to do things. You can also observe what your opponent does and then use it against him. If he throws his jab a lot, you can find a way to counter that. Or if he throws a combo multiple times, you can find a way to counter that combo so the next time he throws it, you know how to dodge it and how to respond to it. Or you could bait him. You could pretend to be tied, or you could be in a corner and then wait for your opponent to come, and then you could find a way out of there and attack your opponent at the same time, making him get stuck in the corner instead. You want to try and think what your opponent will do next. Like if your opponent is throwing his jab and coming forward each time he throws it, which means he's trying to land his cross, he's just trying to measure the distance using his jab. So you can be ready for that cross. Whenever it comes, you can slip it, and from here you can respond. And what I like to do is, because their hand is out, their body is open, so I like to go for the body, and as soon as you go for the body, they will bring the hand back in, but they'll leave their face open. So then from here I go for the face. I make sure to stay low so I can generate more power. And after I go for the face, and moves to the right, I can easily land my cross at them. So this is a very useful combo when you slip that cross. So these are the ways you can observe and see what your opponent will do next. If your opponent likes to move around a lot, you can copy whatever he does. He steps forward, you step forward. He steps back, you step back. He steps left, you step left. He steps right, you step right. What I mean by that is, wherever he goes, you follow him. Wherever he's going, he pivots, you pivot. He moves, you move. You want to be in front of him every single time, but you don't want to be standing still. Just make sure to keep the head movement up, because a moving target is much harder to hit than a still target. So make sure you're not just standing still. And because he's moving a lot, you want to cut him off and block as much of the ring as possible. And how you would do that is, you would keep following his moves, but each time you follow him, you come closer to him, putting more pressure on him and forcing him to go into one corner. So if my opponent's moving, I'll move with him, but each time I move, I'll move a little forward. And if he tries to escape or come forward at me, I'll just throw my jab and I won't let him escape. And you can keep doing this until your opponent's stuck in a corner, and then after he gets stuck into one corner, well, then you know what to do. You should also try to use your footwork and head movement together. Like if you're stuck in a corner and your opponent throws a hook at you, you can quickly roll under that hook, and then with the roll, you can step and get out of there, and then you can quickly attack your opponent again, forcing him to be stuck in the corner. And to make sure your opponent doesn't do the same thing you just did, roll and get out, you don't want to leave any openings, and you want to make your punches fast. This will make it much harder for him to find an opening and have enough time to escape through that opening. And another way you can take over the ring and control your opponent is by quick counters. What I mean by quick counters is, you're both fighting, and he throws a left hook at you, you block it, and you throw your left hook instantly. He throws a jab at you, you push it down, and you throw your jab. So these quick counters can really mess with your opponent's timing and rhythm, giving you a better chance to land more punches. You also want to make sure that you're throwing your punches according to the distance. What I mean by that is, if the distance between you and your opponent is large, you want to throw jabs. You want to come in close. If the distance is medium, where you can land hooks, this is where you would land combos. And when I say combos, I don't just mean light combos, I mean heavy, fast combos. Because this is the only time you'll actually be able to land them with power. And when you're close to the point where you and your opponent can clinch, this is where you would throw body shots, especially liver and kidney shots, because these are unbearable, which will help you knock your opponent out. And if you don't know why liver and kidney shots are so effective, they're so effective because as soon as they're hit, they shut off the whole body. And even if you try to fight after that, your body does not respond to anything you do. These type of punches are so powerful that no man can handle them. But to land them with power, you have to make sure that you've trained both of your arms enough. And there are very different ways to train them. You could do one-arm push-ups, or you could use a medicine ball and practice throwing the medicine ball, or you could hold the medicine ball and practice this movement. This movement will help you power in your hips and your arms for that hook. And you want to make sure you do it on both sides, because a lot of boxers only train one side, thinking, oh, my right cross is more powerful than my jab, so I might as well just train my cross instead of my jab because my jab is kind of useless. Well, it's actually not. If you have a strong jab, I don't think you really need your cross at that point, because jab is only used to measure the distance. But if this jab has enough strength to not only measure the distance but also do some damage, you might as well. So make sure you train that jab so it's so strong you don't need to land your cross. Your jab can do enough damage. And make sure you do shadow boxing, imagining someone in front of you, because shadow boxing can really help you come up with strategies, and it can also help you be more creative about what you can do in a fight and the situations that might occur. These are the tips and tricks you should use if you want to take over the ring.